I always like when we read from the book of Job. And I think it's because he deals with a message that I also find in the Psalms as you go through them, which is the answer to the question, how are we supposed to pray when we are angry with God? What are we supposed to do when we feel God isn't being fair? And the short answer is complain. One of the great truths of the Jewish faith and of Christianity is that we can complain to God. There's no sin in asking God the what or the why, even if we do it with a little gusto, with a little annoyance, with a little, really? Really? That's fine. Because the simple truth is, when we ask God what the insert expletive he is thinking, we acknowledge his love, his presence, and his power in our life. We acknowledge that he cares for us and is supposed to look out for us. Now, we might not always see how, where, or why he looks out for us. Job, for most of the book, doesn't know why God has suddenly turned his back to him. A husband who lost a wife unexpectedly, or a parent a child, or a child a parent, might very deeply in their soul need to pray like Job, need to pray like many of the Psalms, which are called Psalms of lamentation or Psalms of even cursing. That's fine. I think back to when a cousin of mine lost his wife unexpectedly, and he said to me at the viewing, "Well, I'm not going to say I'm giving up on God, but me and him are going to have an issue for a while." I told him that's fine. There's no sin in asking why. There's no sin in telling God you're hurt and confused. Because again, in doing that, we acknowledge his love, his presence, and his power. The sin only comes if in our own pride, our own anger, we allow ourselves, instead of saying, "What the blank," we turn it into, "You know what? I'm done with you. Blank you." We cannot abandon God because he does not abandon us. We, like his loving children, can always ask our Father why. Why is life so hard? Why is there a pandemic that keeps me from seeing my grandchildren, my parents? We can ask why. And at times we should. But when we ask why, we also must make sure we listen with open heart and ear, as Job likewise will listen later in the book with open heart to the very words of God proclaimed to him, giving him hope, giving him recognition of his pain, but more importantly, of God's love and presence.